Hey Facebook fans, Pastor Sullivan answering your questions with ATP Ask the Pastor. Today's question is, Dear Pastor, how can you be married and still be in the ministry? Okay, I'm assuming that you're coming from a background of Romanism, from the Roman Catholic Church, where they forbid their priests, their bishops, their clergy, etc., to marry, except in some circumstances. They do have special dispensations for those sorts of things. And quite frankly, we've been asked this before. This is an easy answer. Nowhere in Scripture does God forbid marriage to the incumbents of the office of the ministry. One place that we can go parenthetically would be in the Gospels, where Jesus heals Peter's mother-in-law of a fever. Well, in order to have a mother-in-law, you have to have a wife. Therefore, Peter had a wife. Therefore, that's at least one of the 12 that we know about, that we at least know about for sure. So there's that. Now, I've heard it said by some papists as well that, Jesus then later on, when he called these guys to be apostles, then he told them to leave their wives, which opens up a whole another can of worms, which frankly I don't want to get into. If Jesus who in the rest of Scripture hates divorce, is all of a sudden suggesting it, then you have a big problem. So let's leave that one alone. Really, though, where we want to go is 1 Timothy chapter 4, verses 1 to 3, because there Paul lists a couple different doctrines, one of them being forbidding marriage, all under the heading of, these are doctrines of demons which are going to pop up in the church. Now, throughout the history of the church, we do see from time to time certain sects coming who forbid marriage to everyone within their group. However, we see this specifically in the Roman Catholic Church by their forbidding marriage to a certain class of people. What they want to do with this is say that which God established in the beginning for all creation, the marriage institution, does not apply to this specific class of people, those who hold the office of the ministry. Now, if you go to the very same letter of 1 Timothy, or Titus for that matter, whenever Paul is writing the qualifications for bishops, for deacons, for presbyters, for any incumbent of the office of the ministry, one of the qualifications is always that he manage his household well. Paul is assuming in this that he have a household to manage. Now, on your IRS form, you can have a household of one, but outside of that, a person living by themselves really isn't a household. So you have that. You also have St. Paul saying that someone for the office of bishop should be the husband of one wife. So there again, you have this assumption in Paul that men are going to do what God commanded men to do from the very beginning, and that is to take women in marriage, to procreate, to raise children, to raise households, etc. So really, the question shouldn't be, how can I be married and still be in the ministry? The question should be, how can an institution forbid marriage to its priests, to its clergy, and not be under the condemnation of Paul in Romans 4? How can an institution forbid marriage, forbid that which God has established in the beginning, and then that will be until the end of time? Thank you for the question. Excellent question. As always, if you've got questions about God, religion, the Bible, anything within that sphere, please email me at atpholycross@gmail.com, and I'll answer your question as soon as I've got time. Until next time.